Sometimes it's not the words that tell you how someone feels, it's the silence between them. It's the small glance across the room, the quiet way someone remembers your favorite drink, or how they show up, not with grand declarations, but with consistent presence. When a man likes you, truly likes you, he doesn't always say it out loud. In fact, most of the time he won't. Not because he doesn't feel it, but because he's still figuring out how to hold it, how to protect it, how to show it without scaring it away. Men, especially those who feel deeply, often speak the loudest through actions, through soft gestures, through attention that doesn't beg for applause. And while the world may teach them to hide vulnerability, their affection still finds its way out, through the way they listen, the way they remember, the way they care. You'll feel it before you hear it. It's in how he leans in when you talk, how he notices when something's off, how he texts you just to ask if you've eaten, or how his eyes light up when he sees you laugh. These aren't coincidences. They're quiet confessions. This is the kind of love that doesn't knock on your door. It stands outside in the rain, hoping you'll notice it waiting. It doesn't rush. It doesn't pressure. It simply stays. And if you've ever wondered whether he's into you or if you're just imagining it, pause. Look past the words. Look at what he does when no one's watching. Look at how he treats you compared to everyone else. That's where the truth lives. Because love, in its earliest form, is shy. It hides behind inside jokes, soft smiles, and sudden offers to help with things you didn't even ask for. It's not loud or bold. Not yet. But it's present. It lingers. It pays attention. And the more you tune in, the more you'll realize he's been telling you all along. Not through grand speeches, but through 15 small, powerful ways that say, I like you, without ever using those exact words. Let's take a closer look at each of those signs. Some of them you may have already felt. Some might surprise you. But all of them, every single one, carry the quiet echo of a heart that's already leaning in your direction. So here it is, the language of love without words. And if even a few of these sound familiar, he might be saying more than you think. 1. He remembers the little things you say, even in passing. When a man truly likes you, he pays attention in ways that don't always stand out, but mean everything. One of the clearest signs is how he remembers the smallest things you've said, even when you thought he wasn't really listening. Maybe you once mentioned your favorite flower in the middle of a random conversation, or casually said you love the smell of rain. Weeks later, he surprises you with those exact flowers or sends you a message when it rains, just to say, thought of you. It's not about the grand gesture. It's about the quiet proof that you live in his thoughts. This kind of memory isn't accidental. It's selective. His mind holds onto the details that connect to you because those moments matter to him. Even when you speak softly, quickly, or without emphasis, your words become important. You might have told him a story about your childhood pet or mentioned a song that makes you feel something deep, and suddenly, one day, he plays it without saying why. That's how men express their care, without fanfare, without announcing it, just through thoughtful, intentional remembering. It shows emotional presence. He's not just hearing you, he's absorbing you. Your likes, dislikes, quirks, and dreams. He quietly tucks them away like pieces of a puzzle he wants to complete. And when he brings them up later, he's not trying to impress you. He's just trying to make you feel seen, understood, and valued. That's affection without pressure. That's intimacy in its rawest, most beautiful form. When someone remembers not because they have to, but because they want to, because your words, even the quiet ones, stay with him long after you've said them. 2. He makes excuses to spend time around you. When a man genuinely likes you, but isn't ready to say it out loud, one of the most telling signs is how often he finds reasons to be near you. It might seem casual at first. Maybe he suddenly shows up where you are, or says he just happened to be nearby. But if you look closely, these are not coincidences. He's making deliberate choices to place himself in your orbit, because your presence brings him comfort, excitement, or just a feeling he can't explain. He might offer to help with little tasks that don't really need his help. Maybe he insists on walking you to your car, joins you for errands, or offers to fix something even if it takes him all day. It's not about the task, it's about the opportunity. These excuses are his way of staying close without crossing a line. He may not say, "I like being around you," but his actions speak it fluently. Every small offer, every last-minute hangout, every unexpected drop-by is his quiet way of saying, "I just wanted to be near you." He could have a million other places to be, but he keeps choosing the space you're in. That consistency reveals more than words ever could. Even when he doesn't know what to say or how to confess his feelings, his presence becomes his love letter. The moments he chooses to share, no matter how simple or short, are filled with silent meaning. Because someone who keeps showing up isn't just passing time. He's hoping to be noticed, hoping to feel connected, and silently hoping you feel it too. 3. He gets nervous or shy when you're close. When a man has genuine feelings for you, but hasn't found the courage to express them, his body often speaks before his words do. One of the most revealing signs is how he gets nervous or shy when you're around. You might notice it in the way he fidgets, avoids prolonged eye contact, or stumbles over his words even when the conversation is light. It's not because he's unsure of himself. It's because you matter to him, and that awareness makes him self-conscious in the most sincere way. He may normally be confident, articulate, and compose around others, but with you, something shifts. His heart races a little faster, his palms might sweat, and suddenly he becomes more careful with his words. It's not fear, it's vulnerability. Being near someone you genuinely like brings out a soft, raw version of yourself. He might laugh nervously, overthink his responses, or even go quiet at times. Not because he has nothing to say, but because he's afraid of saying the wrong thing and ruining the moment. These subtle shifts are often misunderstood as disinterest, but in truth, they're signs of emotional depth. He's nervous because he wants to be seen in a good light. He's shy because your opinion means more to him than he can admit. Every little hesitation, every awkward pause, every quiet glance is filled with the weight of unspoken affection. And in those quiet moments of nervous energy, what he's truly saying is this: "You have an effect on me I can't control." That's not weakness. It's the tender, trembling beginning of something real. 4. He notices and compliments small changes in your look. When a man truly likes you, his attention becomes incredibly focused, even on the smallest things you may not expect anyone to notice. One of the clearest, most heartwarming signs is when he compliments little changes in your appearance. It could be the way you did your hair differently, a new shade of lipstick, or even how your eyes seem brighter that day. These aren't generic compliments. They're specific, thoughtful, and often surprising. And that's what makes them feel so meaningful. It shows he's not just looking at you, he's seeing you. While others may overlook the details, he's paying attention in silence, registering the little shifts in your style or mood as if they matter deeply to him. He may mention your earrings you almost forgot you wore, or say your smile feels different today, in a good way. Sometimes he won't even realize he's doing it. The words just slip out, natural and genuine, as if appreciating you is second nature. These moments aren't just about physical attraction. They reveal a level of emotional focus and appreciation that's quiet but powerful. Noticing small changes means he's tuned into you in a way most people aren't. He sees when you're trying, when you've made an effort, and he acknowledges it in a way that makes you feel valued, not just for how you look, but for how you carry yourself. His compliments don't seek attention or praise in return. They're simply his way of saying, "I notice you. You matter. You're beautiful," even the details. And often, it's through those tiny observations that his deeper feelings quietly shine through. 5. He offers help even before you ask. When a man genuinely likes you, one of the purest signs is how he offers help before you even realize you need it. He notices the little things, when you're tired, overwhelmed, or simply juggling too much, and steps in without being asked. It's not about trying to impress or show off. It's about wanting to make your life easier, even in small, quiet ways. That natural instinct to support you comes from a place of care that runs deeper than just friendship. You might be struggling with something minor, carrying bags, fixing something around the house, or figuring out a task. And suddenly, he's there with a solution. He doesn't wait for a dramatic moment or a desperate request. Instead, he quietly pays attention to your needs and tries to meet them, even before you speak. It's in these unspoken moments that you can feel his genuine interest, not just in helping, but in being someone you can rely on. What makes this so meaningful is that his actions are consistent. He doesn't swoop in for one big act of kindness and then disappear. Instead, he shows up in the everyday moments, the ones most people overlook. Whether it's checking on you during a tough day, offering to run an errand, or just being present when something's off, he's tuned into you. His help isn't loud, flashy, or attention-seeking. It's thoughtful and timed with emotional awareness. Helping without being asked is his way of saying, "I've got your back." It shows he's emotionally invested in your well-being and sees your struggles, even when you hide them. And in doing so, he's quietly telling you that he cares more than he's ready to admit out loud. 6. He listens to you with full attention, no distractions. When a man truly likes you, his attention becomes sacred. In a world full of distractions, where people often listen just enough to respond, he listens to you as if nothing else exists. His phone stays down, his eyes stay on you, and his presence feels calm and complete. You don't have to fight for his attention or compete with screens, noise, or wandering thoughts, because in that moment, you are his whole world. He doesn't just nod along or offer empty ahas. He absorbs your words, reacts with sincerity, and remembers things you thought he'd forget. Whether you're talking about something deep or something trivial, he's there mentally, emotionally, fully. He leans in. His expression shifts with your story. His silence doesn't mean boredom. It means he's truly listening. He wants to understand, not just hear. And that kind of focus is rare and quietly intimate. His full attention tells you something even his words might not. You matter. What you think, how you feel, and what you share isn't background noise to him. It's something he values. That kind of listening is an act of emotional generosity. It's a subtle way of saying, "I respect you. I want to know you. I'm here for you." Not just physically, but with my whole presence. You'll feel it in the way he remembers the things you told him weeks ago, or how he brings up your concerns with genuine care. He doesn't interrupt, doesn't drift, doesn't turn the moment into his own. Instead, he gives you space to be heard. And in doing so, he silently shows how deeply he's falling. Because love often begins not in declarations, but in the quiet gift of undivided attention. 7. He mirrors your body language subconsciously. When a man is genuinely drawn to you, one of the most natural and unconscious things he may do is mirror your body language. Without even realizing it, his movements start to reflect yours. Subtle gestures, the way he sits, how he leans in when you speak, or even how he uses his hands. It's not a trick or manipulation. It's something deeply human, rooted in the emotional and psychological bond his heart is forming quietly. You might cross your legs, and moments later, he does too. You tilt your head, and he mimics the angle. You laugh, and he smiles without even thinking. This kind of mirroring happens when someone feels a strong emotional connection and wants, subconsciously, to be in sync with the other person. His body tries to align with yours not because he's copying you, but because being close to you feels safe, comforting, and natural. It's his nervous system's way of saying, "I like being near you. I feel connected to you." Even if he hasn't voiced his feelings, his body is already showing them. This mirroring creates a subtle rhythm between you both. A feeling of being understood without explanation, of being emotionally matched. And often, it deepens the connection between two people without either of them even noticing how or when it began. What makes this sign so beautiful is how effortless it is. He's not trying to impress you or prove anything. It just happens. And that spontaneity is exactly what makes it meaningful. His mirrored posture, gestures, or expressions say what words cannot. You affect me, even in silence. I'm drawn to your presence, more than I realize. 8. He teases you in a playful, gentle way. When a man likes you, but isn't quite ready to say it aloud, his affection often comes wrapped in playful teasing. It's not harsh or mocking. It's light, warm, and meant to make you smile. The way he jokes with you carries a softness, as if he's trying to create a private little world where only the two of you exist. He might gently make fun of your coffee obsession, poke at your favorite show, or call you by a nickname only he uses. But beneath that teasing is a quiet tenderness that says, I notice you. I'm thinking of you. I like the way you are. This kind of teasing is a safe way for him to be close to you without getting too vulnerable too fast. It lets him flirt, test boundaries, and share attention without making it obvious that his feelings run deeper than he's letting on. Often, there's a sparkle in his eyes or a smile he tries to hide while saying something silly. It's his way of keeping the energy light but personal, showing that you hold a special place in his mind. More than the words themselves, it's the intention that gives him away. You'll feel the difference. His teasing won't embarrass you or cross lines. Instead, it'll make you feel seen, adored, even a little special. He teases you because he feels emotionally safe with you and wants you to feel the same. And in that playfulness, there's a kind of trust building silently, a connection that grows through laughter, light touches, and inside jokes. What seems like simple fun is often something much more, an early language of love disguised as laughter. Because when he teases you, what he's really saying is, I like the way you make me feel, and I want more of it. 9. He finds reasons to touch you lightly, like fixing your hair or brushing your hand. When a man is falling for you but isn't quite ready to voice it, his body often speaks the language of affection before his words do. One of the most telling signs is how he finds little reasons to touch you, softly, gently, and always with care. These touches aren't invasive or forced. They're fleeting moments that feel natural, almost accidental, yet deeply intentional. He might fix a strand of your hair that's fallen out of place, gently brush something off your shoulder, or let his hand linger a second longer when passing something to you. To anyone else, it may seem small, but to him, it's everything. These light touches are his way of closing the emotional distance without crossing the line. He's not trying to make you uncomfortable. On the contrary, he's trying to build a quiet intimacy between you. Through these soft, respectful gestures, he's silently saying, I feel drawn to you. I want to be close. He may not even be fully aware he's doing it, because when feelings are real, the body often acts before the mind catches up. You'll feel the difference between casual touch and meaningful touch. His hand on your back as you walk through a crowd, the way his fingers lightly graze yours during a conversation, or how he touches your arm when he laughs, it all holds an emotional charge. It's not about physical desire alone. It's about connection, comfort, and closeness. Each of these small gestures becomes a bridge between what he feels and what he hasn't yet said out loud. In a world full of noise, these quiet touches say more than 100 confessions. There is unspoken way of telling you that being near you feels right, that something in him reaches for you, even when he tries to play it cool. 10. He remembers your favorites, your coffee, movie, or snack. When a man is quietly falling for you, one of the sweetest signs is how effortlessly he remembers the little things that make you smile, especially your favorites. It might be your go-to coffee order, the movie you could watch 100 times, or the exact brand of snack you always reach for when you're stressed. These aren't just casual details to him. They become bookmarks in his mind, tiny reminders of who you are, what makes you happy, and how he can feel closer to you without saying a word. He may surprise you with your favorite drink without asking, or bring up that obscure film you once mentioned loving. And when he does, it doesn't feel calculated or rehearsed. It feels thoughtful, because it is. Remembering your favorites means he was truly listening when you spoke. It means your presence left enough of a mark on him that your smallest preferences became important. Not for show, not for points, just because you matter. This quiet attentiveness creates a soft, emotional intimacy between you. It's not just that he knows what you like, it's that he wants to know. He's storing up pieces of you in the background of his mind, not because he has to, but because he wants to. Your smile, when he gets it right, becomes his reward. Your surprise when he recalls something you barely remember mentioning becomes his silent win. It's in these little acts of remembrance that you start to feel seen in a rare, delicate way. And that's where real connection begins, not in loud declarations, but in the soft, steady way someone holds onto the smallest parts of you. When he remembers your favorites, what he's really saying is, you're already a part of my world, and I want to be a part of yours. 11. He reacts when you talk about other guys, even subtly. When a man likes you, but hasn't openly said it, one of the clearest signs often slips out when you mention other guys. His mood may shift, even if only for a second. He might go quiet, change the subject, make a sarcastic comment, or laugh a little too hard. Anything to mask the slight sting of jealousy that flickers beneath the surface. These reactions aren't always obvious, but if you look closely, you'll see them. And they're telling. He might pretend he doesn't care, but there's often a pause in his energy when you talk about someone else. Maybe his eyes drop, his smile fades just a little, or he suddenly seems distracted. It's not because he doesn't want you to be happy. It's because in that moment, he's imagining what it would feel like to lose the chance to be something more to you. It's a quiet ache, an invisible thread of emotion tugging at him, even if he doesn't fully understand it himself. Sometimes he'll try to play it cool. He might joke about the other guy, give harmless advice, or ask curious questions. But there's usually a subtle tension beneath the words, like he's trying to gauge whether the person you're talking about could become something serious. He won't say, "Don't date him," but his discomfort speaks louder than any warning could. These little moments are windows into his guarded heart. His reaction isn't about control, it's about longing. It's the internal conflict of wanting to be brave enough to tell you how he feels while struggling with the fear of saying it too late. And in those soft shifts, his silence, his sarcasm, his sudden change in tone, what he's really saying is, "I wish it were me you're talking about." 12. He opens up about his personal life and feelings. When a man begins to open up about his personal life and feelings, it's a powerful sign that he trusts you, and that he's quietly inviting you into the deeper parts of his world. This isn't something most men do easily. Many are taught to stay guarded, to keep their emotions under wraps, and to share only what's necessary. But when he starts to let you in, sharing stories from his past, dreams for his future, or even things that scare him, it means you've become more than just a casual connection to him. He may not pour it all out at once. Sometimes it starts with small confessions, like admitting he had a hard week, or telling you about someone in his family. Over time, those fragments begin to form a fuller picture. He shares memories, regrets, hopes, fears, things he may not tell anyone else. Not because he's looking for sympathy, but because your presence makes him feel safe. You become someone he can be real with, someone who sees the man behind a mask. This kind of emotional openness is more than just conversation. It's an offering. It's his way of saying, "I want you to know me, the real me." And often, it's his first quiet step toward building something meaningful. Because when a man starts sharing the parts of himself he usually hides, he's doing something incredibly vulnerable. He's showing you where he's been, what shaped him, and what still lingers inside him. You'll know it's real not by how dramatic the stories are, but by how raw and unfiltered they feel. And in that gentle act of opening up, what he's really saying, without needing to use the words, is, "You matter to me. I trust you with the parts of me I don't show just anyone." 13. He checks in on you just to see if you're okay. When a man truly likes you, his care often shows up in the quietest, most consistent ways. And one of the clearest is when he checks in on you without needing a reason. It's not just when something big happens or when you've posted something emotional online. It's those random messages, the soft, "Hey, just wanted to see how you're doing," or the thoughtful, "Everything all right," that appear out of nowhere just because you've been on his mind. He's not asking for attention. He's not trying to keep a conversation going just for fun. He's genuinely wondering how you are. Maybe he sensed something in your tone earlier, or remembered you had a tough day coming up, or maybe he just felt a quiet pull to hear from you. That instinct to reach out isn't casual. It comes from a deeper place of emotional investment. You've become important to him in a way that makes your well-being feel personal. Even the smallest gestures matter. A voice note, a late-night text, or a meme he sends just to make you smile. There is subtle ways of saying, "I care. I'm thinking of you." And the beauty is, he doesn't need anything in return. He's not waiting for praise or expecting you to say something back that confirms his feelings. He just wants to know you're okay. Because your happiness, your peace, your emotional weather, it matters to him. These moments are the heartbeat of something real. A man who checks in just because he wants to make sure you're all right is someone whose heart is already leaning in your direction. Without loud declarations or dramatic moves, he's slowly building a bridge between you, one message, one thoughtful check-in at a time. And in those quiet reaches, he's saying more than words ever could. You're not alone. I'm here. I care. 14. He celebrates your wins like they're his own. When a man genuinely likes you, your happiness becomes a reflection of his own. One of the most beautiful signs of this is how he celebrates your wins, big or small, as if they were happening to him. He doesn't just congratulate you out of politeness or social habit. He lights up with genuine pride, excitement, and joy, as though your success has added something to his own life. Your victories matter to him, not because he has something to gain, but because seeing you win feels personal. Whether it's a promotion, a good grade, a new project, or even something as simple as reaching a personal goal, he reacts with heartfelt energy. He might send a thoughtful message, take you out to celebrate, or talk about how proud he is, without hesitation or envy. His support isn't passive, it's active. He's fully present in your moment, cheering for you, showing you that he's truly invested in the things that make you feel proud of yourself. And the most telling part? He doesn't compete. There's no jealousy, no effort to shift the spotlight. Instead, he steps back and lets you shine, knowing your light doesn't dim his, it actually draws him closer. He becomes your biggest fan, your personal cheerleader, someone who notices not just the outcome, but the effort behind it. He acknowledges how hard you've worked, how much you've grown, and how far you've come. And that recognition feels different. It's warm, sincere, and deeply affirming. When he celebrates your wins like they're his own, what he's really saying is, your joy is my joy. Your success feels like something I get to be part of. And in that shared happiness, a quiet love takes root. One built not on words, but on the kind of support that never asks for anything in return. 15. He treats you differently than he treats anyone else. Softer, more present, more careful. When a man truly likes you, but hasn't put it into words yet, one of the most telling signs is in how he treats you differently from everyone else. It's subtle, but unmistakable. Around you, he becomes softer. His voice lowers. His gaze lingers. His presence becomes more focused and intentional. He's still himself, but there's a noticeable shift, a kind of gentle energy that only surfaces when you're near. He's more thoughtful, more patient, and more careful with how he moves around your world. You might see it in the way he listens to you more attentively than he does with others, or how he gives you space to speak, as if your words carry more weight. You may notice he's quicker to offer help, quicker to smile, or slower to judge. He's more mindful of his tone, more deliberate with his time, more present in a way that feels rare. He doesn't just treat you kindly. He treats you differently because in his heart, you are. Even his friends may pick up on it. The way he looks at you, reacts to your messages, or prioritizes you in his plans. All of it quietly reveals that you're not just another person in his life. You hold a different place, even if he hasn't said so aloud. You may not know exactly why, but when he's around you, something in him softens, as if he's guarding something fragile, something real. That difference is his silent confession. It's how he shows you that you mean more. He may not be ready to call it love, but his actions say it anyway. And in every extra second of attention, in every kind word he saves only for you, he's telling you the truth he can't quite speak yet. You're not just someone. I see you as someone special.